That sinking feeling when you check your bank account and realize your monthly salary, which felt so substantial just 2 weeks ago, is barely a puddle. That is the dreaded middle of the road financial panic. It's a stressful cycle of earning, spending, and suddenly scrambling to make ends meet until the next payday. The good news is that this common struggle is not a sign of a small paycheck, but often a symptom of an absent strategy. This guide is your blueprint to break that cycle, transforming how you manage your money so your income not only covers your bills, but reliably lasts the entire 30 days, giving you control, peace of mind, and a clear path toward your financial goals. Calculate your true net income, your financial starting line. The most critical step in conquering the middle-of-the-road panic is establishing your true financial starting line. Many people mistakenly budget based on their gross salary, the large pre-tax number that appears on employment contracts, but this is a financial illusion. Your true net income, or take-home pay, is the only figure that matters for successful monthly management. This is the amount that lands in your bank account after all mandatory deductions, federal and state taxes, Social Security, health insurance premiums, and retirement contributions have been automatically subtracted. This calculated figure represents your real spending ceiling and your genuine capacity to fund your life for the next 30 days. Ignoring this step is the primary reason budgets fail. You are basing your spending plan on money you were never actually going to receive. To find this essential starting line, you simply need to review your last pay stub, which explicitly lists all deductions and the final net amount. By grounding your budget in this indisputable number, you move from wishful thinking to concrete, realistic planning, ensuring every dollar you allocate is one you truly possess. Conduct a spending audit. Pinpoint where every penny goes. The crucial next step after determining your true net income is to conduct a forensic examination of your past financial behavior. A spending audit is not just about tracking expenses. It is a meticulous, backward-looking process of collecting bank and credit card statements from the last 3 to 6 months to create an indisputable map of your cash flow. You are aiming to pinpoint exactly where every dollar has gone, which means moving beyond broad categories like groceries and delving into the specifics. The practical process involves gathering all financial records and systematically categorizing every single transaction, from recurring bills to that impulsive midweek coffee purchase. Utilize tools like spreadsheets, dedicated budgeting apps, or your bank's built-in analysis features for this task. This exercise will reveal startling spending patterns, the money leaks, such as underutilized subscriptions or a daily habit that costs more than you realized over a month. By identifying these patterns, you move from guessing where your money went to possessing the concrete data needed to align your future spending with your financial goals, ensuring your salary lasts the full 30 days. Adopt the 50-30-20 rule for structured budgeting. The 50-30-20 rule provides a practical, structured framework to implement the financial insights gained from analyzing your past cash flow, ensuring your salary is allocated purposefully from day one. This straightforward budgeting method dictates that your after-tax income should be split into 3 distinct categories: 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt repayment. The needs category encompasses non-negotiable, essential expenses that keep you housed and fed, such as rent or mortgage, minimum loan payments, utilities, and groceries. By capping this at 50%, you prevent essential costs from consuming your entire paycheck. The 30% allocation for wants is where you apply the corrections discovered in your cash flow analysis, specifically targeting those money leaks. This includes discretionary spending, like dining out, entertainment subscriptions, premium cable, and non-essential shopping. By limiting these enjoyable yet non-critical expenditures, you gain control over your impulsive habits. Finally, the crucial 20% dedicated to savings and debt repayment is the foundation of your long-term financial security. To truly adopt this structure, you should automate this 20% transfer to a separate high-yield savings or investment account immediately upon receiving your salary, effectively paying your future self first. This systematic approach ensures that every dollar has a defined role, making it nearly impossible for your funds to run dry prematurely. Automate your savings, the Pay Yourself First principle. The Pay Yourself First principle transforms saving from a hopeful intention into a mandatory, non-negotiable monthly expense. It fundamentally reverses the common but flawed habit of saving only what is left over at the end of the month, which almost always results in a depleted bank balance. By immediately directing the dedicated 20% of your income to a separate high-yield account, you are effectively paying your future self first before any other bill or discretionary purchase. The true power of this strategy lies in its automation. Setting up an automatic transfer on payday removes the decision-making process and the mental friction associated with saving, eliminating the opportunity for procrastination or impulse spending to hijack your long-term goals. This proactive approach builds a critical psychological barrier. Once the 20% is secured, the remaining 80%, allocated to the 50-30 split, becomes your true spending budget. Knowing your savings and debt repayment goals are already on track allows you to manage the rest of your essential and discretionary spending with greater confidence and less guilt. This reverse budgeting ensures that your financial security is never a leftover, but a primary financial commitment, making it significantly less likely for your funds to unexpectedly vanish before the next payday. Differentiate between needs and wants to slash unnecessary spending. The fundamental exercise in securing your financial health is drawing a bright, firm line between a need and a want. A need is an expenditure absolutely essential for your survival and ability to work, such as basic shelter, utilities, essential groceries, and minimum debt payments. Conversely, a want is a non-essential expense that enhances comfort, convenience, or entertainment, which you could ultimately live without. This includes daily premium coffees, high-end clothing, multiple streaming subscriptions, and dining out frequently. The crucial mental test for every purchase is, can I survive and function without this for the month? If the answer is yes, it is a want and therefore an opportunity for savings. Many people mistakenly upgrade wants to needs, for example, viewing an expensive car payment as a need when a more affordable vehicle would provide the same essential transportation. By rigorously challenging every discretionary expense against this standard, you immediately isolate and identify unnecessary spending. Reallocating funds away from these non-critical wants will directly prevent your budget from being depleted unexpectedly, ensuring the 30% discretionary portion of your salary is managed responsibly and your essential 50% remains secure until the next payday. Schedule and automate all fixed bill payments immediately. The moment your salary hits your account, your first priority must be to secure the 50% allotted for essential needs by scheduling and automating all your fixed bill payments immediately. This proactive step is the most effective way to guarantee your essential funds are ring-fenced before any discretionary want spending can compromise them. By setting up automatic payments for rent, mortgage, utilities, loan installments, and essential insurance premiums to be debited shortly after payday, you effectively pay yourself first for your necessities. This practice removes the risk of bills being forgotten, which can lead to costly late fees and penalties, as well as the temptation to dip into those funds for non-critical, comfort-enhancing purchases later in the month. Automation provides predictable fund flow and reduces stress, ensuring you have ample time for the required funds to be available. By using standing orders or online bill pay through your bank, you can ensure fixed, recurring payments are processed reliably. Crucially, once these fixed needs are covered, the remaining money, including your 30% discretionary budget, represents the true balance you have available to manage until the next payday. This separation creates an immediate, clear boundary, ensuring your survival and function money remains secure, preventing your budget from running out in the middle of the road. Tackle high-interest debt to free up monthly cash flow. The silent killer of a meticulously planned monthly budget is often high-interest debt, such as credit card balances or personal loans, which relentlessly consume a significant portion of your cash flow. Once your essential fixed expenses are automated, the next critical step is to aggressively target these liabilities. High interest rates mean a large chunk of your monthly payment is simply covering the finance charges, rather than reducing the principal balance, trapping you in a costly cycle. A powerful tactic to free up immediate monthly cash is debt consolidation. By replacing multiple high-interest debts with a single loan at a lower overall interest rate, you can significantly reduce your total minimum monthly obligation. This action immediately shifts funds back into your available balance, ensuring your budget doesn't run dry mid-month. For long-term savings, consider the debt avalanche method. Prioritize paying off the debt with the absolute highest interest rate first, regardless of the balance. As each high-interest debt is eliminated, the full payment amount is then snowballed onto the next one, maximizing interest savings and ultimately accelerating the release of more cash into your discretionary funds. Eliminating this expensive drain secures your monthly financial stability. Establish an emergency fund, your mid-month safety net. An emergency fund is your primary defense against the mid-month financial drain that can sabotage an otherwise stable budget. Rather than viewing this as a long-term savings goal, see it as an immediate functional buffer designed to protect your current paycheck from unexpected events. When an unplanned expense arises, a minor car repair, an urgent prescription, or a home appliance failure, most people are forced to divert cash from their existing monthly spending plan, which is the very reason they run out of money prematurely. Your emergency fund acts as a dedicated financial shock absorber for these sudden costs. To establish this safety net, you don't need to begin with 3 months of expenses. Start small and set a realistic goal, such as saving just $500 to $1,000 as your starter fund. The key is consistency and automation. Treat your emergency fund as a non-negotiable expense by automating a small transfer from every paycheck into a separate, easily accessible savings account. By separating this money from your daily spending, you create a psychological and physical barrier that prevents you from dipping into your regular monthly salary to cover surprises. Once the small goal is met, you can then incrementally work toward the ideal target of 3 to 6 months of living expenses, securing your long-term financial stability and ensuring your salary can cover your intended monthly commitments without fail. Actively hunt for cheaper deals on recurring expenses and subscriptions. The subscription creep phenomenon is a silent drain on your monthly salary, where small, recurring charges for services you may barely use accumulate into a significant monthly burden. To combat this, you must adopt a rigorous financial habit, the annual expense audit. Start by gathering your bank and credit card statements and creating a comprehensive list of every automated payment, including utility bills, streaming services, software, gym memberships, and insurance premiums. Once the full scope of your recurring costs is clear, critically evaluate each item. Immediately cancel any unused or duplicate subscriptions, which can instantly free up cash. For necessary services like your internet, cable, or phone, commit to reviewing and negotiating the price at least once a year. Call your provider, mention competing offers, and ask for a better rate or a loyalty discount. For streaming and other services that don't allow negotiation, explore switching to a lower-cost tier or opting for annual billing, which often provides a substantial discount over the monthly rate. This systematic approach can uncover hundreds of dollars in unnecessary spending, ensuring your salary is directed toward your true monthly needs. Track and review your budget weekly. The power of consistency. The most effective antidote to the mid-month cash crunch, even with a monthly salary, is the discipline of a weekly budget review. Consistency is the engine of this financial habit. A single monthly check-in is often too late to correct course, as overspending in the first 2 weeks can leave the remaining 2 threadbare. By contrast, a dedicated weekly review transforms a passive financial plan into an active management system. It forces a check of day-to-day expenses, allowing you to catch minor budget deviations, like those extra coffee runs or impromptu lunch purchases, before they compound into a major shortfall. This process involves comparing your actual spending against your weekly expense targets, which is essentially breaking your monthly salary and bills into 4 manageable chunks. If you see you've overspent on groceries or discretionary wants by Friday, you have the immediate opportunity to adjust your plan for the following week, perhaps by eating at home or postponing a non-essential purchase. This continuous feedback loop provides control and reduces the stress of uncertainty, ensuring that your remaining funds are sufficient for the critical bills and expenses due later in the month. Ultimately, weekly tracking ensures you maintain a panoramic view of your entire financial landscape, making it impossible for your salary to silently slip away by the middle of the road. Ultimately, securing your monthly salary against the middle-of-the-road cash crunch requires a dual strategy of proactive optimization and consistent active management. By systematically scrutinizing and negotiating recurring bills, you immediately free up hundreds of dollars in unnecessary spending. This critical foundational step must then be reinforced by the discipline of a weekly budget review. This continuous feedback loop, which breaks the monthly salary into manageable weekly chunks, empowers you to catch minor spending deviations early and adjust course immediately. By combining this proactive cost reduction with rigorous weekly tracking, you transform a passive financial plan into an active management system, ensuring full control and guaranteeing your funds remain sufficient for every critical bill and expense throughout the entire month.